Democrats enacted and enforced Jim Crow laws and civil codes that forced segregation, restricted freedoms of black Americans in the United States, that any political organization or party that has ever held a public position that supported slavery or the Confederacy shall either change its name or be barred from participation in the House of Representatives.
Welcome back, everybody. That was Congressman Louis Gohmert of the great state of Texas on the House floor last month, introducing a motion to ban the Democrat Party. We, too, are formulating a petition for whitehouse.gov to do the same. Here's just a few of our reasons why the Democrats should change their name. The Democrat platform defended slavery until 1861. Democrat Confederate war veterans founded the KKK. Jim Crow laws enacted by Democrat-run state legislatures. Senator Robert Byrd, former exalted cyclops of the KKK, his statue still is in Statuary Hall. Democrats formed the majority of opposition to the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Democrat Franklin Delano Roosevelt established internment camps for Japanese Americans in World War II. Now, if everybody else has to change their name, rip down their statues, and come to grips with their racist past in America, so too does the Democrat Party. We are joined now by Congressman Louis Gohmert of the great state of Texas. Congressman, welcome to the Chris Salcedo Show. I'm glad you made it back with us, sir. First off, first question I have for you. I know you have come down with the China virus. I wanted you to give the folks an update on how you're doing.
I'm doing really well. I've been so fortunate. I'm sure I know that there were people from some of the comments I got that were hoping I would just die. But there were a lot of people praying. And I got to say, Chris, I got the hydroxychloroquine, zithromycin, the Z-Pack, and zinc and vitamins, had a steroid nebulizer I used for a few days. And I'm telling you, it made a huge difference, a huge difference. So I'm doing so much better than I would have expected. And so I'm very grateful for all those who prayed. And I'm grateful that people like the president, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, and so many others, you've talked about hydroxychloroquine. It may not be the silver bullet to slay COVID. The China virus, the Wuhan virus, but it is a help to so many people. Why would the non-doctors at Google, Twitter, Facebook try to stop people from getting something that really does help people? It certainly helped me.
Well, yeah, Congressman, I look forward to getting it back to talking once you're out of the woods completely on this. But I wanted you to touch base on, because you and I are simpatico on this, we want to make sure that the Democrat Party is held to account. They are held to account for what their racist past. So you got out there on the floor of the House of Representatives and you laid it all out. So go ahead and tell the folks what you were thinking.
Well, and you and I have talked enough in the past. I know you're not for tearing down statues and trying to rewrite our history, and I'm not either. But, and which is why I voted against the original Democrat bill to start taking the Democrats out of the Capitol. But once that Pelosi established, this is where we're going to get rid of anybody had anything to do with slavery, with Jim Crow, with KKK. We're taking this bold step. Then, okay, we want to be consistent. And the only way to be consistent about what Pelosi has started is to go ahead and get rid of the name of the Democratic Party in the House and the Senate. And if they started down this road, I didn't want to go down it, but that's what needs to be done. And
no, you're absolutely correct.
You were just
absolutely correct, Congressman. I'm right there with you. Hey, I want to bring in Vince Ellison. His book is called The Iron Triangle. And Vince, I want to ask you, you heard about our petition that we're going to be putting up as soon as we get the language correct at whitehouse.gov. There's a look at your book right now. And you heard what Louis Gohmert had to say. Vince, what do you think about making the Democrats have a come to Jesus moment with the rest of the country about their racist past? What do you think?
I am so proud of Congressman Gohmert for doing this. The Democrats have been lying for decades about what they've done in the past, and we haven't, here on the conservative right, been telling our side of the story. and they've gone into the black community and just told obnoxious lies that the Democrats that were against the civil rights movement and the slave owners all jumped to the Republican Party somehow or another magically after 1965. And that's just a stone cold lie. In my book, The Iron Triangle, I talk about how the white Democrats used most black preachers, most black civic organizers, and most black politicians to carry this lie to the black community, and how these guys do it with absolute precision, and they get paid for it, they get rich on it, and the black community now is in terrible condition and always has been under the heel and the foot of the Democrat Party. There has never been a time in the history of this nation that the Democratic Party has not had complete and absolute control of the black community, except for maybe 4 or 5 years after the Civil War, and they have it now. And wherever you go, wherever they have control, they absolutely positively beat the black community into submission. And thank you, Congressman Gohmert, for bringing it up, for bringing it before the Congress. And I was happy to hear your speech. And I'm telling you, man, I'm following you. I've been a fan of yours for a long time. God bless you. And anything I can do to help you, just let me know.
Well, you're very
that's tremendous. Okay. Yeah,
well,
go ahead, Congressman. I wanted you to be able to respond.
Yeah, Vince, you have been out there speaking truth to power and everybody else, and it is so much appreciated. I know from the things you've said and written that you are my brother, brother in Christ for sure. But you look back and you talk about the lies. The Democrats have been saying for years, well, but yeah, the Democrats originally were for slavery and that stuff, but then the party switched and the old Democrats became Republicans. I think there were 2 people I'm aware of that switched that were part of that old regime, Democrat regime, but the tactics changed, but the parties didn't. And you've talked about this a great deal, Vince, but the tactics changed. Okay, once they opposed the Civil Rights Act so strongly, and they opposed the 14th, 15th Amendment the way the Democrats, not a Democrat supported 14th or 15th Amendment, their tactics changed. But it is still about keeping, Clarence Thomas talked about it so well, but it's basically created a new type of plantation. And you look at what the Democrats have done to the African-American community, to the African-American homes, and what it has done to discourage African-Americans from reaching their full potential. I don't know of any Republicans that don't want every American to reach their full potential, the God-given talents to be used. And I appreciate you being so vocal. Yeah.
Exactly. Look, folks, look at your screen right now. You've got a liberty-loving Latino, you've got a conservative black man and a conservative white man all telling you the same thing. The Democrat Party is a bunch of lying, bad news for the United States. And Vince, I gotta talk to you a little bit about. We just watched Kamala Harris and Joe Biden get out there. The big con, as many people in the conservative black community are calling it, Senator Kamala Harris is going to deliver the black vote for Beijing Biden. Do you believe that, sir?
Man, when I woke up this morning, I thought it was Christmas time when I saw Kamala Harris on the ticket. Look, she has told the Democrat Party, I've been very good at keeping black people down and controlled and voting 90% Democrat. I've been good at keeping San Francisco down, destroying it, but making sure it voted 90% Democrat. And I've been good at keeping California down and voting Democrat across the line. I'm going to do it for the rest of the nation, and I do it through terror, through violence, through drugs, through destroying the home, and through poverty, and through destroying the school system and disarming the American people. And I'm going to bring it all to America. We're going to do it nationwide. And that made Joe Biden happy. And that made the Democrat Party happy. This is what they do. And she has proven that she can do it on 3 levels. And she's taken the largest state in America and made it a socialist utopia. Now she's going to take it to the next 49. That's why they have her. It's a promotion. She's done it well. She's been a good one for them. And now she's going to try to take it to black America, and you're going to see something. We're going to turn this back.
Congressman Louis Gohmert, Vince Ellison, look, gentlemen, thank you very much. We're out of time, but I really appreciate it. We're going to get you guys back on, especially when we formulate our petition to whitehouse.gov, and we'll get you guys back on. Thank you, gentlemen. All right.